In today's business world, there's nothing more important than hiring and retaining the right people. But sometimes finding the best person for a job can mean looking in unexpected places. Hi, I'm Pat Summerall. Today I'd like to introduce you to a little-known segment of the American workforce, a group of people that can benefit your company in ways you may not have imagined. I'm talking about people who are blind or have low vision. Visual impairment comes in many forms, and all across the country, individuals who are blind or partially sighted are proving that they can succeed at just about any type of job in any line of business or industry. They are sales consultants and stockbrokers. They are supervisors, business managers, and entrepreneurs.
My job is working as a software engineer. I work for Cisco Systems. The software that I write goes into the Cisco's software, which runs on most of their router platforms.
Tracy Evans helps customers with their investment portfolios. She works for Charles Schwab.
Yes, I do have your account up. May I have you confirm your Social Security number?
I've been a news reporter, a rock and roll disc jockey, a radio announcer, and I've also done some radio production work.
I enjoy being an accountant because it's challenging work. I enjoy working with numbers, and I enjoy working with client departments and vendors that we deal with.
Visually impaired individuals add diversity to a company's labor force. They bring loyalty, hard work, efficiency, low turnover, and many other benefits, which are soon apparent to the employer.
When I initially found out that I would supervise Peter, I was very apprehensive because I had no prior experience dealing with someone like him. After working with him, I found out that my fears were unfounded.
One of my concerns was that I thought it would take a lot of research to figure out how to accommodate Chris and make things work for him, but I found that most of that information, in fact all of it, I could get just by talking to Chris. Chris has been such an inspiration to everyone at Brightmail, and for me personally, I've been doing software documentation for the last 18 years, and until I met Chris, I always assumed that if I were to lose my eyesight, that would be the end of my career as a technical writer. And working with Chris has proved to me that I was completely wrong on that point.
Mark Spielman supervises phone center workers at Wells Fargo. He is visually impaired, but most of his staff is sighted.
Currently, I have 19 team members and one operations specialist who report to me. I supervise their daily activities.
Mark is phenomenal. He has excelled in any standard that was put forth. He has won 3 of our division sales campaigns. His team performs very highly and has a great deal of respect for Mark.
I'm a financial advisor. I provide financial planning for individuals and small businesses, as well as all the money management services that go along with implementing and executing that financial plan. One of the main things I think employers should keep in mind when they're hiring a disabled person is that the disabled person would not be asking them for a job if they couldn't do it. That just wouldn't happen. I mean, a disabled person comes to the employer often with more experience than required and more drive and willingness and desire to do the job.
Today, John Delahaye has 2 visually impaired financial consultants on his staff.
I don't have to guide them. They are so hungry to prove themselves that I think that's what makes them be so successful, because they have that inner drive. So my advice is, no matter what your business, a visually impaired person would surprise the daylights out of you.
Visually impaired workers use a variety of assistive technologies on the job. These include talking computers that translate text into speech,
are all in good order,
computers with magnified screen images, closed-circuit TV magnifiers that enlarge printed documents, and braille displays which provide a tactile output of the screen information. With the help of these and other easily installed devices, visually impaired workers can perform their duties as well as, and sometimes better than, their sighted peers.
Greg's a very productive member of the team and just as effective as any of our other software engineers. Many people that work with Greg have no idea that he's visually impaired. They work with him through email and on the telephone, and often it's a big surprise to them when they meet him.
I am a physicist today because the technology developed at the right time. As I needed to do more complicated jobs, the technology continued to exist to allow me to access the information I needed, so that my job was always, in some sense, accessible at just the level that I needed. And that may be why I am probably the first totally blind physicist in the United States and perhaps the world.
There's no question that people who are visually impaired can do just about anything they set their minds to. And thanks to the efforts of the American Foundation for the Blind, a growing number of employers are realizing this as well.
You have seen a number of very capable people performing a wide variety of jobs. These individuals happen to all be blind or visually impaired. Blind and visually impaired persons are employed in a wide variety of other occupations as well, fields such as business, education, medical and allied health occupations, science and engineering, information services, law enforcement and legal occupations, agriculture, telecommunications and the media, food service, technology and computer occupations, and many others.
If you would like to learn more about hiring or retaining qualified people who are blind or visually impaired, the American Foundation for the Blind can help. Just call 1-800-232-5463 or visit AFB online at www.afb.org for a wealth of information and links to additional resources. As you can see, there are many reasons to hire people who are blind or have low vision. Having visually impaired workers on your staff can diversify your workforce, increase your bottom line, and enhance your image in the community. Hire them. You'll be happy with the results.